The Epstein files are not going anywhere. And every single day, the director of the FBI, Cash Patel, wakes up and proves how breathtakingly incompetent and corrupt he is. Today, he's been in front of Congress. Watch Eric Swalwell eviscerate this guy in a minute and a half. Play the clip.
Remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Epstein files.
It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files?
During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No, A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F.
It sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are legally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman.
I
belong to the gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You've not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt.
I mean, this is just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. No doubt about it. He told Pam Bondi, you cannot release the files that are sitting on your desk because your boss, Kanks, is cankles deep in the Epstein files. And Trump sends out these incompetent people, and their only qualification is that they are blindly loyal. And that's the problem, and that's the difference. Trump 1.0, he did a lot of damage. He was surrounded by people that are loyal to the Constitution. Were they right-wingers? Yes. Were they super conservative? Yes. Did I agree with any of them? No, but they wouldn't let him break the law. Now he's surrounded by complete, utter lawlessness. Next up, we have Congressman Massie, who is a Republican. And you guys, he is spilling some piping hot tea. Listen to this.
According to victims who cooperated with the FBI in that investigation, these documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, who Jeffrey Epstein trafficked victims to. Victims including minors, such as Virginia Roberts Giuffre, may she rest in peace. That list also includes at least 19 other individuals, one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent banker, one high-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada. We know these people exist in the FBI files, the files that you control. I don't know exactly who they are, but the FBI does. Have you launched any investigations into any of these people, and have you seen these 302 documents?
Sir, I have asked my FBI agents to review the entirety of the Epstein files and bring forth any credible information. And we're working with Congress not only to divulge that information and produce it to you, but any investigations that arise from any credible investigation will be brought. There have been no new materials brought to me launching a new indictment.
So as you can see, there is so much more to the Epstein case. And when they talk about victims, we're talking about little girls, we're talking about minors. And Cash Patel and all of these other crazy right-wingers are so quick to say that they are the law and order party, that they are pro-children, but they're not. They cherry pick when they care about certain things, and they only care about crime when somebody they politically disagree with commits it. When somebody within their rank commits the crime, they don't give a shit. Here's a little bit more right where that other clip left off with Massie and Cash Patel, the former podcaster. You guys, I just want to remind you, this would be like me a year from now running the FBI. It's insanity.
And so have you reviewed those 302 documents where the victims name the people who victimized them?
If I personally know, but the FBI has.
So how can you sit here and in front of the Senate and say there are no names?
I said all.
I named one today.
I said we are not in the practice at the Department of Justice and FBI of releasing victims' names. That is not what we do. We are also not in the habit of releasing incredible information. That's not what we do. Your representation.
The president is not implicated. Why not release everything that involves?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding
Also
child
Mr.
pedophiles is disgusting.
Interest.
Okay, him saying, Cash Patel saying, your fixation on this matter is disgusting. And I want to remind you all that prior to Cash Patel becoming the director of the FBI, he was fixated on the Epstein case. He talked about it nonstop, podcast after podcast, deep state, deep cabal of Democrats involved in all of this stuff. This is where the Pizzagate shit comes from, you guys. He was way down the rabbit hole. And now that he's inside the Death Star and he's seen the facts, he doesn't want to reveal them, because if your name is Cash Patel, your balls have been severed and they are in the front desk of the Oval Office. That's where they sit. Donald Trump has collected the balls of all of these people, and every day they get up, debase themselves, lie to the American public, and commit this fraud in front of the American people. And here's what's so disgusting about it, you guys. We pay his salary. We're paying for him to help cover up this horrific crime. And then this is just another Congresswoman right here. Look at how effortlessly she disqualifies him just in general. Within 25 seconds, he's completely exposed as being the buffoon that he is.
So Dylan Roof, who followed white supremacist propaganda, murdered 9 Black parishioners in Charleston in 2015. Do you deny this?
I'm sorry. Dylan Ruth? Roof, can you give me some more information?
You're head of the FBI, you probably know this. If you don't know, that's fine.
You can give me a reminder. I've got a lot in front of me.
It was national news. Robert.
Of course he doesn't know about that one. Of course he doesn't. Because people like Cash Patel that are brown-skinned or Candace Owens, there is something broken there where there's some self-loathing where they want to prop up the very structures that want to oppress them. And then they're very useful in the racist lives. So Candace Owens, when racists watch her, they feel a little bit less racist. It provides them a little bit of cover. And the same for Cash Patel. Of course, Cash Patel doesn't know anything about this because he's not interested in it. He was a podcaster that was obsessed with the Epstein files. And now that he has the opportunity to show the world that he was going to out everybody involved in it, what does he do? He puts it under the desk because his balls are in the Resolute desk in the Oval. It's as obvious as anything. And today's episode is sponsored by one of our favorite sponsors, Ground News. You guys, they are basically the Spotify of news, telling you who owns each outlet, where it leans politically, and whether you're reading original posting or recycled messaging. Here's a prime example. Here is a headline from the left. Inflation and jobless claims are rising. Economists blame Trump's tariff. Ground News tells me that this has a high factuality in the article. On the right, they show me a headline that says inflation remains below 3.0% for 7th straight month in August. This is a right-leaning publication and it says low factuality. So this is a way that you can really understand the psychology of what's happening in the United States of America. Why are right-leaning people seeing the world and the country one way? Why are left seeing it another? You know, also see how they're reporting it straight down the middle. So listener, join us by going to Ground News Congresswoman.com/IHIP to get 40% off the Ground News Vantage plan that Pumps and I use every single day. They're subscriber funded, and our favorite part is that they are female founded. By subscribing, you're not only getting a tool we all need today, you're also supporting our work. That's Ground, GROUND, news.com/IHIP. The link is right below in the show notes. But here we have Michael Wolff, who spent hours interviewing Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, hours and hours and hours and hours, has written books on this and has done some of the best reporting. Here he is talking about Kanks with little girls, photographs that he himself, Michael Wolff, saw. I'm going to play that first, and then it's going to segue into a clip where Congressman asks Cash Patel, have you seen photos of Donald Trump with young girls? And I want you to watch how sketchy Cash Patel's face is when he answers no, which is always a tell that somebody's lying. Play this clip.
Sitting talking to Epstein, and he said, wait a minute, I got to show you something. And then he went into his safe and he came out with photographs. They were Polaroids, I think, and he he kind of spread them out like playing cards, and it was Trump. I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age at Epstein's Palm Beach house, where all of the things that he would ultimately be accused of took place. And I remember very vividly 3 of them. There are 2 in which Trump is, the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap. And then a 3rd in which he has a stain on the front of his pants. And the girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing.
So, Director Patel, I'm going to ask you a very broad and general question. As you know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. There are, of course, photos showing Donald Trump together with Epstein, correct?
I don't have the entirety of the photographs, but I think they've been photographed in public together.
All right. Are there any photos showing Donald Trump with girls of an uncertain age?
No.
Okay.
How do you know that?
Rewind that just a little bit. I want y'all to watch the way he says no, and then he darts his eyes around. He has seen them, they exist, and he knows it, and he's covering up for the president of the United States because this administration is so incredibly corrupt. They're ready to turn the page on all of this shit, but it is going nowhere. Play it again, Kylie.
Showing Donald Trump with girls of an uncertain age?
No.
That is an LIAR. He is lying. He is a liar. There's no question about it. And think about the accusation there. Michael Wolff spent a lot of time with Jeffrey Epstein, and his reporting has been rock solid. And you guys, this is why the files are not being released. This is it. This is why. The birthday card and all of that stuff, all of it is real. These photographs are real. Cash Patel has seen them. Cash Patel has told Pam Bondi, we cannot release these because he's in the middle of them. And they know that it's like a house of cards. If they release them, then everybody starts falling down. If they only redact Donald Trump and then 12, 15 other very powerful men get exposed, guess what they're going to do? They're going to whistleblow on Kanks. So it's too risky. So they are calling it a hoax. He's trotting out a neutered Cash Patel whose testicles are in the Resolute desk in the Oval and lying to the American public. All right. And lastly, this is just so rich. This is so unbelievably rich. Listen to Cash Patel.
You don't like me, that's fine. But don't you dare disparage the men and women of the FBI that are producing record results in historic fashion to protect this country. They are kicking ass for America, and they're going to continue to do so.
Nobody is disparaging law enforcement and the FBI as much as Cash Patel. This is absolutely horrendous. He has purged people in the FBI that had investigated Donald Trump. He has purged people that care about law and order and the truth. And he is only now surrounding himself with agents who probably need the work. They need the health insurance because it's, you can't get sick in America without health insurance. And nobody is disparaging the law enforcement as much as MAGA has. The way they have treated January 6th by pardoning all of these convicted felons, the way he is trotting out and marching to Congress right now is beyond the pale, and it does a disservice to all law enforcement officers all over this country. And to those people, if you think MAGA cares about you, they don't. They don't. They only care about you as long as you're a Trump supporter. If you're a cop and you happen to say, I'm not a Trump guy, they'll think that you're a part of the deep state. That is their ethos. That's as far as it goes. All right, that's all we have for today. Some really, really stunning stuff happening in Congress. And it is a reminder that we have to keep pressure on this Epstein thing because it is disqualifying beyond the pale. And the cover up goes, I think, from Kanks to Pam Bondi to Stephen Miller to Cash Patel and others. Make sure you have subscribed to our channel, and we'll see you all later.